Hey y'all, welcome back. So today we are going to be doing another DIY. So I saw this chalkboard wall on Pinterest probably about a year ago. I have been trying to figure out a way to create just a space in my home that would allow me to write to-do lists, that'll allow me to put a calendar on the wall that I can delete. I also wanted a space that my children could color on. My daughters love to write with chalk. So when I saw this idea on Pinterest, I'm like, oh my God, okay, I have to do this. In the past, I've done other chalkboard paint projects. So when my boys were younger, I have three boys and three girls. My boys are 15, 11, and 7. And then my girls are 4, 2, and 9 months. So before my daughters were born and it was just the boys, we used to have a chalkboard coffee table. I had found this coffee table at the Salvation Army and I repurposed it. So I painted it black with some matte black paint, and then on top, I went ahead and painted it with chalkboard paint, and my kids just loved it. We would keep a bucket of chalk on the table. So back then, my boys had hair. So when we would sit in the living room and I would do their hair, it would give them an activity to do or just an activity to do when they felt like it. So I feel like our kids are so consumed with electronics and video games. So anytime I can figure out a creative way to keep them from doing something other than being on the electronics that actually requires them to use their imagination in their hands, I'm always down for it. So this took me about 2 days. I probably could have finished it in one day, but I believe I did it on a day when my daughters were at daycare. And by the time they got home from daycare, trying to paint with toddlers is just not the move. So I did allow it to dry. Actually, by the time they came home on the first day I started to paint, the wall was already dry. So I did allow them to kind of like test it. So if you can see in this clip right here, you kind of see like some of the chalk imprints from where they were actually writing. I just wanted to see how it would work. And if you only wanted to do one coat, you probably could only do one coat, but I decided to do two just so it can have like that full, just firm and just that full chalkboard finish. Um, this was actually pretty fun to do. This is probably, I think this is the third wall in my apartment that I've painted. I did an accent wall in the, I guess you would call it, I don't know if you want to call it like the mudroom area, but like just the first, when you walk into our apartment, the first wall I painted, so that's like an accent wall, and I painted that one just like really deep gray. And so we have like all of our family pictures posted on it. And then I did a accent wall in my room of the same gray. I just love grays and blacks and tans and creams. I am definitely a neutral girl. I don't know what it is about the neutral colors, but they are my favorite colors. But it just makes your apartment and your space, I don't know, I just think it makes it look good. I am a sucker for a neutral. So everything that I use, I did get from Menards. It literally cost me maybe about $25, $30 at the most. I ended up just buying a small roller to paint with because it was a small wall. So I didn't really need a big roller. A big roller probably would have taken less time, but a big roller would have cost more money. And I already had in my mind how much money I wanted to spend, and that was no more than $30. The paint itself was about 17 or $18. And then the cool thing that I learned is that if you want to do, they have chalkboard paint where you can actually have them tinted a different color. So you can have chalkboard paint tinted like a burnt orange or a mustard yellow or olive green. I had thought about going with like the mustard yellow because I thought that would be cool, But I'm like, okay, I had asked my son what he thought, and he's like, no, you should just go with the black because it probably wouldn't have been as bold. So we just went with the black. Right now, you see me just going over the edges with, I don't know what this thing is called, guys. It's like this little sponge thing. I got it from Menards. It literally only cost 89 cents, but it was just to go over the top edges where I couldn't get with the rolling paintbrush. And yeah, super easy project. I didn't even tape off the entire wall because of how the wall was aligned, but it came out well. So if you like videos like this, please do all that YouTube jazz, like, subscribe. And if you want to see more video or content like this, please comment below. Thank you. Bye.